At 60, your body starts doing things that make you want to hide under a rock. And I'm not talking about wrinkles or gray hair, I'm talking about the stuff nobody warns you about. The stuff that happens in the bathroom, in public, and at the worst possible moments. There are 5 embarrassing changes that hit every person at 60. Some will make you laugh, others will make you cringe, but the 5th one? It's actually the most freeing thing that can happen to a human being at this age. I'm here at Elderly Health Central, and I've helped thousands of people navigate these changes with dignity and confidence. In the next few minutes, you'll discover exactly what's happening to your body, why it's completely normal, and most importantly, how to handle each situation like a pro. Comment below and let me know, are you approaching 60, already there, or watching this for someone you love? Because what I'm about to share will change how you think about this decade forever. Here's what the medical community doesn't tell you, these aren't signs of failure or decline. They're your body's natural adaptations to 6 decades of life. And when you understand what's really happening, you can turn these embarrassing moments into manageable, even empowering experiences. Understanding these changes ahead of time is like having a cheat code for your 60s. That 5th change I mentioned? It's going to completely revolutionize how you see yourself at this age. Let's dive in. The first thing that happens at 60 is your digestive system stops keeping secrets. Gas happens at the worst moments, your bowel schedule becomes completely unpredictable, and your stomach makes sounds that could honestly wake the neighbors. Now before you panic, this isn't poor health, it's physics. Your digestive muscles have worked faithfully for 60 years, and they're becoming more selective about their cooperation. Your gut microbiome is also evolving, and the foods that never bothered you before might suddenly become your digestive system's worst enemy. Let me tell you about Linda, who at 62 was mortified when let's just say she cleared out an entire elevator at her doctor's office. She thought she was losing control of her body and was considering never leaving her house again. But here's what Linda learned, and what you need to know. Your digestive honesty isn't a flaw, it's feedback. When you learn to read your body's signals, you can prevent 90% of these situations. Here are 4 strategies that will save you from embarrassing moments. First, master strategic meal timing. Avoid high-fiber foods and carbonated drinks 2 to 3 hours before social events. Second, create your safe foods versus risky foods list. You know which foods cause trouble, honor that knowledge. Third, carry an emergency kit, breath mints, antacids, and wet wipes in your purse or car. Fourth, learn the graceful recovery breathing technique. Slow, deep breaths through your nose can actually help manage unexpected digestive moments. Linda now says she feels more in control of her body than she has in years because she finally understands what it's telling her. Have you experienced any surprise digestive moments? You're definitely not alone, share your story below. The second change that happens at 60 is your sleep gets loud. We're talking snoring that rattles windows, getting up to pee 3 to 4 times a night, and sleep talking that reveals things you never meant to share with the world. Your soft tissues are naturally relaxing, your bladder capacity is changing, and your sleep cycles are shifting to become lighter and more fragmented. This isn't about getting old, it's about 60 years of adaptation. Robert, who's 63, was devastated when his wife Carol started sleeping in the guest room because of his snoring. He felt like he was losing his marriage to something he couldn't control. But Robert discovered something important. These sleep changes are your body's way of processing 60 years of experiences, and when you work with them instead of against them, everyone sleeps better. Here's what Robert learned that saved his marriage. First, sleep position matters enormously. Elevating your head 4 to 6 inches and sleeping on your side can reduce snoring by up to 70%. Second, practice bladder training by gradually extending the time between bathroom visits during the day. Third, create a nighttime bathroom routine. Keep a small flashlight by your bed so you're not stumbling around waking everyone up. Fourth, have an honest conversation with your partner about these changes and work together on solutions. Robert and Carol now have the best sleep they've had in years, and their relationship is stronger because they tackled this challenge as a team. What sleep changes have you noticed? Let me know in the comments. The third embarrassing change is that suddenly your knees crack when you stand, your back pops when you stretch, and your joints sound like a percussion section every time you move. Here's the truth, these sounds are usually completely harmless. It's just gas bubbles in your synovial fluid and your ligaments adjusting after decades of faithful service. Your body is actually communicating with you, not betraying you. Patricia, who's 64, stopped going to her beloved yoga class because she was embarrassed by all the creaking and popping. She thought everyone was judging her noisy body. But Patricia was missing something crucial. Her body's sound effects are like a lifetime achievement award, proof of all the movement and activity she's accomplished over 6 decades. Here's how Patricia learned to embrace her body's new communication style. First, understand when joint sounds are normal versus concerning. Popping and cracking without pain is usually fine, sounds with sharp pain need medical attention. Second, develop a gentle warm-up routine that minimizes noise. Just 5 minutes of gentle movement before activities can reduce the sound effects significantly. Third, master the graceful recovery for public moments. A simple, "That's my 60-year-old body saying good morning," with a smile turns embarrassment into connection. Fourth, focus on joint health strategies that actually work. Gentle movement, staying hydrated, and maintaining flexibility. Patricia is back at yoga class and has become the most popular person there because she helps everyone else feel comfortable about their own body sounds. Your body sounds aren't something to hide, they're evidence of a life well lived. Have you noticed your own sound effects? Share below. The fourth change is that your brain starts having what we call senior moments at the absolute worst times. You blank on names mid-conversation, forget why you walked into a room, and can't remember the word for that thing, you know, the thing you use every day. But here's what's fascinating, your brain isn't broken, it's prioritizing. After 60 years of information storage, it's getting selective about what deserves immediate access versus deep storage. You're trading speed for wisdom. Michael, who's 65, introduced his wife of 30 years as this is, you know her. At a neighborhood barbecue. He was mortified, but there's a fascinating reason this happened. Michael's brain was so focused on remembering everyone else's names and managing the social situation that it temporarily filed his wife's name under, so familiar it doesn't need conscious recall. Your senior moments often happen because your brain is prioritizing wisdom over rapid recall. You might not remember where you put your reading glasses, but you can instantly recognize when someone is giving you bad advice or see through complicated situations to what's really happening. Here are 4 strategies that will save you from awkward moments. First, learn graceful recovery phrases, "Help me with the name," "You know exactly who I mean," or "My brain is processing faster than my mouth today." Second, use memory tricks that work at 60. Associate names with visual images, write important things down immediately, and use your phone's reminder features without shame. Third, master introductions when names disappear. "I want you to meet one of my favorite people," buys you time for the name to surface. Fourth, know when to worry versus when to laugh it off. If you can remember the conversation afterward, your brain is working perfectly. Michael now says these moments have actually improved his social connections because people appreciate his honesty and relate to his experience. What's your best senior moment story? Share it below, we could all use a good laugh. The fifth change is the most surprising and wonderful of all. At 60, something incredible happens, you start caring dramatically less about what strangers think of your embarrassing moments. All those social filters that once kept you awake at night worrying about judgment, they start dissolving. And instead of feeling embarrassed about your body's changes, you might find yourself actually laughing about them. Dorothy, who's 66, used to be mortified by her loud digestive moments. Now when it happens at the grocery store, she just says, "Excuse me, that's my 66-year-old digestive system saying hello," and keeps shopping. She's never been happier or more confident. Researchers call this socio-emotional selectivity. Your brain literally becomes less responsive to social judgment because it's prioritizing what actually matters. This isn't about giving up or becoming inappropriate, it's about finally having the wisdom to distinguish between real problems and social anxiety. This change transforms everything. You can finally try new things without fear, express your authentic opinions, and handle embarrassing moments with grace and humor. Dorothy says this newfound confidence has improved every relationship in her life because people are drawn to authenticity. These 5 changes work together to create something remarkable, a version of yourself that's more authentic, more confident, and more at peace with being human than you've ever been. Your 60-year-old body isn't betraying you with these embarrassing changes, it's graduating you into a new level of self-acceptance and freedom. When you stop fighting these natural changes and start working with them, your 60s can become the decade where you finally feel completely comfortable in your own skin. Which of these changes surprised you most? And if you're already experiencing them, which one has actually improved your life? Share in the comments, your story might help someone else feel less alone in this journey. If this video changed how you think about turning 60, subscribe to Elderly Health Central. We're building a community where every stage of life is celebrated, not just endured. Until next time, embrace your amazing 60-year-old self.